All right, so I wanted to. I just happened to get online again, check my X feed or Twitter feed, and just happened to see a couple of videos that I felt like I just wanted to actually make a video about it. This right here is what I saw. And it's kind of symbolic. I guess maybe symbolic isn't even the right word because it's really literally how he treats black people when we talk about Joe Biden. You get ignored. And so this, and again, this is just gonna be my perspective. Not saying it's right or wrong. Of course, I don't know more. I don't know than what I do know. So these are just my, this is just my perspective. And everybody has their own perspective. I'm just giving mine. Maybe you know, take it, use it if you can. But let's just watch the video. So what's going on? Looked like we had a Biden rally. Got the She kind of stand out, the black girl. There's a lot of white people there, but she stands out because of her melanin, I guess. What's this? Was this set up? Like that's the other thing. I want to just ask questions. Was this set up? Who is this girl? To Joe Biden taking pictures with the people, and he just passed by the black girl like she wasn't. She said hi, and he just pretty much didn't even seem like he looked at her. Wow. And she looking kind of stupid, like, damn, I'm embarrassed. Does anybody see that? Like, really? He got all the time for these people right here. He acknowledge them. She don't even exist. Joe still ain't acknowledge her. He talking to this lady though. She fawning all over him. Savior, you're my savior. You did something with Joe. I love you. You're my savior. So this is a question I gotta ask. Why is it okay? Why would I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know this lady. But in the case where some people are looking for Joe Biden or Trump to solve their problems, why are you okay with somebody else solving your problems without you doing anything to solve your problems? I'm not looking at these folks to solve my problems when a lot of people say politicians are liars. So these aren't good people. They lying. They're not going to do a good job. But yet you continue to do the same thing for whatever reason. Hey, I don't know what the reasons are. Maybe it's fear. Like I said, a lot of people are haters, so people don't mind taking other people down with them. You got to understand it ain't a lot of great people out here when we talk about people that actually achieved a lot. You got LeBron James. To every LeBron James is like a billion people, a billion that aren't LeBron James when it comes to achievements in basketball, if that makes sense. So everybody, a lot of other people look to him as some kind of entertainment or a vicarious vehicle that they admire because he was able to stay focused and because of his athletic ability and his God given talents. Well, a lot of that admiration has to be from the lifestyle he can live because of his discipline in that certain field. That doesn't mean he's a good person. That doesn't mean he's not a coon. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but it doesn't mean that he has courage. It just means that he was able to focus and be disciplined in that craft to create a life of financial freedom and I guess status in this human society. So the white lady got her hand on this. Just say, "Where's the Secret Service? These people can touch him like that." This guy looks so old. Like people are such fans that worship people. It's crazy. They fans. They worship the cool kids or they worship clout. It's crazy. I don't even say they worship the cool kids because you see people like the people all fresh and fit. These dudes, not even American. They not even American. You never really see any women vouch and say, yeah, they really interested or chasing these guys because women don't really find them attractive or interesting. But yeah, you did still have a bunch of these guys who talk about other guys that actually get the women as Chaz and Tyrone's and try to guilt trip the women into liking them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous, man. Nobody that's attractive or got money. I don't say nobody, but if you got female attention, then you're not really complaining about some of the stuff they complain. I'm not worried about her messing around with Tyrone or Chad. I mean, if you get female attention, or I don't know, man. It just sounds like a bunch of haters. A bunch of haters mad that some other dude was able to pull a chick for whatever reason that they couldn't. I've seen people like that. I've had friends where they'll be in the club, and this is why I had to start realizing, oh man, some of the people I'm around is haters. A dude that, yeah, I remember it was a dude at a club, and he was complaining about why is he with some female, why is she with him, and he compared himself to dude. Like, I should have stopped hanging around with dude at that moment when I heard that. I don't remember if I was there or if that was what was discussed at a later date with others. But man, this is ridiculous. Let me get back on this. But it really boiled down to, when I see this from my perspective, when I see this, people continue to vote for these people. It's like they cool with it. They scared and they haters and they don't want to do change. So they say, hey, we don't like the option of Trump. Okay, we don't vote for Trump. Well, we got to vote for Biden. Oh, no, you don't. You have another option. You got the RFK Jr. You cannot vote, but they don't want to do the other options. They want to do what is proven not to work. That's what I'm saying. Like, unity, all that stuff. It's you can't unify with people that go against logic. You can't unify with people that are jealous and haters. You got to get with the people that have a common goal and will take action. Trying to unify with a coward is going to be a waste of time because you can never trust them. She just moved out the way. And there was another video that I saw where she was trying to get Biden attention, and just Biden wouldn't even budge. He wouldn't look at her. Let me see here. Maybe I didn't. I thought I shared it on my timeline. I guess not. Oh, here goes. Let me do this right here. So here go a longer version of it, I think, or a different one. You see, she looking like, he done played me. And it's crazy. You getting miseducated. You ain't getting the kids prepared. Black people, you lying to other black people, trying to tell them, or the black people to do, trying to tell them that this guy likes you or has your best interest. And some might say that's a lot to gather from this, but just look at the results. In business, man, you got to have some kind of results at a certain timeline. People would just go, and that's why I'm like, these people ain't really serious, man. They ain't really trying to change nothing. You gonna get this guy? How old is he? How long has he been in Congress? You gonna give him 40 years to do the same thing, make the same mistakes? Like, really? People believe whatever they want to believe, and it ain't based off of no logic. It's based off what makes them feel good, and the least amount they got to do. Look, she trying to get his attention. Man, who is recording this? Was this a setup? Because it's basically, I wouldn't be surprised if Biden team put this out. This is a slap in the face. Because it's going to be all kind of people making excuses. Well, I don't know that, but I wouldn't doubt if there's going to be people making excuses for this, because this is going viral, really. And they might even get to her and get her to say something. Oh, I wasn't, he didn't see me, or he came back later and acknowledged me. Because these people are afraid, man. A lot of times, these are followers. Look at these people. Look. I mean, these are followers. She just don't even get acknowledged. Like she say, "Hey, Mr. President, Mr. President." She getting out the way so they can take the selfie. Wow. Oh man. So the sooner black folk understand the importance of being neutral, the better off they'll be. Well, I mean, that's true, but just politically immature and foolish. And those that want to be foolish want you to go down with them. They want you to take a bad deal because they cool with it. I said this before. I had a lady tell me that she was on discount. She was on discount gas and electric, and she didn't have to pay the full amount. And she was like, "I got it made," because she's on the billing for low income. Like, that's having it made because you have to get assistance. I don't like that, actually. I don't think that's a like, really. I want to be able to afford it on my own at some point. But hey, sometimes there's people okay with settling, and the people that's okay with settling typically want you to have uh they want you to settle for less also. It says when people tell me white people don't have a cultural culture, I'm gonna show them this video. What is this? Well, I guess to each his own. Is this real? Is this real? Hey, really? Said people laugh at me till they find out what my Cybertruck really can do. What can really do. Is the Cybertruck the only truck that can navigate that terrain? I guess that would be my question on that. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Those who oppose this are traitors. This guy, he's not even from here, and he talking about traitors. He abandoned his own home country of South Africa. Well, his family was from another place anyway, but it's all caps traitors. What is the penalty for traitors again? It said the SAFE Act will safeguard our elections by ensuring only American citizens vote in federal elections. But what's wrong with that? Oh yeah, well I guess he says all are traitors. It says a man covers his Drake tattoo with a Kendrick Lamar portrait. Yeah, I mean that's about right with this society. This is what you get. A decaying society. And then when people try to bring in logic, see, the thing is, they'll go against this. The thing is, a lot of time about logic, you actually have to do something too. If there's a solution, typically the solution takes action. So, and you might have to be the one to do it. And people really don't want to do that stuff. People don't want to get out of their comfort zone. And this is fan worship. Like, I mean, not fan worship, but celebrity worship. Like, and it looks like it's a white dude. Like, weird. It's real weird. Joy Reid, she trying to do something, but she just need to grow dreads. Just the whole going bald is not. That was not the good look at it. That hairstyle she had. She don't have no style.
Hey guys, so you want to see what it looks like when the Heritage Foundation declares war on the rest of us? Take a look.
That we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain.
Why does she even have that on her head when she don't have no hair? She's weird, but you can understand that she's weird. She goes on TV and spews a narrative that deceives people. I mean, she's not a very attractive woman, objectively. These are just my opinions.
Hey guys, so you want to see what it looks like when the Heritage Foundation declares war on the rest of us? Take a look.
That we are in the process.
And just it's unattractive to be for me to see like a coon or a bedwitch woman. You know, it's unattractive.
Of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
You hear that? Now, first of all, that guy's the head of the Heritage Foundation. He's not coming after anybody with violence, but it's definitely a threat of violence.
But my whole thing is, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna fight or are you gonna get bullied? Like, well,
he's making. I mean,
so my state, when I hear something like that, I'm like, well, I don't even want to deal with these sick folk anyway. So I expect them to be trying to do something. So yeah, you need to defend yourself. The first law of nature is self-preservation, and you being a coon is not self-preservation. It's just putting us in a bigger hole.
I mean, he'll be off golfing somewhere at Mar-a-Lago.
Now, this is a person, from what I understand, she comes from an immigrant background, and you know, when you come from an immigrant background, most of the time you're basically saying, or whoever left is saying, we don't believe in our people, and we don't believe that we're gonna get it together. So we're gonna have to leave and live up under what the white man has put together.
Posh country club while the Proud Boy types do the violence. But he is threatening violence if the left, meaning everybody except conservative white men and their wives and the conservative white man adjacent people of color who think they can derive power from the conservative white men who employ them and who take them around like house pets wherever they go.
Well, I agree with that.
If we, who are the rest of us, everyone else,
but she's just one coon talking about another coon.
Non-conservative whites, college-educated whites, college-educated Americans, period, people of color, meaning Black and brown folks and Asian Americans, all of whom vote majority the other way, LGBTQ folks, right?
And I don't give a shit about none of that. Where's the money? Like, I need some kind of money in some kind of form because you're giving it to these other folks. You're wasting money. You're blowing money. The country is going down. So all this stuff, man, they ain't talking about no money, some kind of help to help with inventions and different technologies, get your entrepreneurship stuff going, some kind of home ownership, all that stuff. If you ain't talking about how to build wealth or help with wealth, then I'm not really trying to hear all this other stuff. I don't give a damn about this stuff.
Everybody except white Christian.
I'm gonna defend myself regardless, white, black, or whoever.
Right-wing men and their wives and the conservative male adjacent non-whites who think hanging around them will get them some power too. Everybody else, he just declared war on y'all. And when someone declares war on you, you are at war, whether you want to be at war or not. What you gonna do about it?
So voting is the solution? This lady is out of here, man. She's sick. Look at her. What are you gonna do about it? Who the hell is? These are the people they promote. She got a damn, I don't even know what it's a scarf, I guess, but she has no hair up there. So what the hell is the point?
Now, I actually understand why there is a lot of panic and freak outery about Joe Biden. And as you all know, who follow me on this app and others, I have a lot of issues with Joe Biden. I have a lot of criticism, a lot of problems with him. But is that the fight that we need to be having right now? Is that the main fight? Or is the main fight stopping people like that guy, who is the person behind Project 2025? So he would be your new boss if Donald Trump became the new king. Per John Roberts, the president is the king. Under King
We've
Trump,
already had Trump. And then if he does, whoever the president is, if they get out of line, the people should be able to take, or they should have enough sense to know how to civilly get that person out of there or hold them accountable so that they do the job. But most people don't hold themselves accountable, so they definitely not going to try to hold this person accountable. So it's just a bunch of BS that they'll go along with that they know isn't true. And when you challenge them on it, they get emotional.
That guy would have more power than he has today. And he has a lot of power today because the Heritage Foundation and Leonard Leo picked all 6 of those Supreme Court conservatives, not just the 3 that Trump put on by signing on to it, all 6 of them. Heritage has been picking conservative justices who all lied in their hearings that they respect precedent, who all lied, claiming that they respect past decisions and stare decisis, all lied and said that they did not believe that presidents were above the law. All of them lied to get on the court to do what they have been doing in this term.
So
and what they've done.
Democrats have a strategy in place to stop them from getting that together, that to stop them from getting that plan executed.
Last term, getting rid of Roe. That was their purpose the whole time.
So I would say because they're either in on it or incompetent.
Time. What are you going to do about that guy declaring war on you? Because again, if
what should we do?
Are not
what's your suggestion, Joy?
Conservative Christian man, or that man's wife, or a conservative Christian man adjacent Black or brown that they like to carry around with them, like in a handbag, on the prayer. And
the same thing the Democrats do with you.
Power with the conservative white Christian men who are they boss. If you're not one of that group of people or one of their pet incels, you are the person against whom that guy has declared war. What are you going to do about it? Fight amongst yourselves about whether Joe Biden should be the nominee, or prepare to fight those people.
You know, you a lame with some of the white boys when they be complaining about white women messing with Black dudes, but they won't mess with them. You a disgrace to your race. She would pick a Black dude over you.
At the polls in November, from the rooter to the tutor, from school board to the White House, every member of Congress, every member of your state house, every member of your state senate, every mayor, every school board person who's up for election, you need to look at the letter after their name. And if that letter is R, you need to vote against them.
So she's supposed to be an unbiased. I at least this is what I always thought I was taught about journalists, that she's supposed to be like, impartial, right? But she's telling you now she's on MSNBC, has her own show, so she's clearly not impartial, and she's clearly trying to push the Democratic agenda by telling you to watch the letter R
and get them out of power. Because the more power they get,
he said, I'm tired of seeing ugly bitches on the timeline.
The more they're going to do to you. Do you want to be Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Mississippi, or Florida, or Texas? Because the whole country will be if that man and his friends and King Trump get their way. Is that good enough for you? That's the fight. I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Argue with me. Let me know what you think. Because that's where I'm at least on today, on the day before July 4th, supposedly the celebration of the United States leaving the King of England in order to get, according to John Roberts and friends, our own king. That ain't good enough for me. You let me know if it's good enough for you.
But she comes from somewhere else. If the whole thing is, what my issue with some of these people that come over here when they're so critical, especially when they're so critical of America and Black Americans, is, hey, we know these people are haters and weirdos because it's almost like a freeloader mentality that they don't want to leave. And this is not all, but for them to talk about Black people as much as they do, but to claim they are doing so much better than us over here, at what point did you go back home and spread this gospel to your homeland while you see that they suffering? Because this is the trick of the universe. You have to, you can't really, you have to have some kind of, you have to do things as a team to be super successful. You have to do things as a team. And too many of them don't value the things that go into nation building. Then they come over here, a place that's already established, and try to shit on the people that actually built the country, or, at best, help build the country, right? I mean, whether you want to, because the thing is, they'll try to say slave labor, but again, you can easily dismiss slave labor because the inventions that Black Americans did to improve the world, so there's so many. I mean, it would be more days of the week. I mean, days of the year. You got more inventions than days of the year that Black people in America have made. So, man, these people, they so full of it. And what I don't really like is like when people actually, now if you getting paid, a YouTuber just getting paid, I can understand that, they getting paid. But some of these other people, like these narratives and the rebuttals should have already been out in the lexicon of Black America a long time ago. But at the same time, Black America, just like a lot of Americans, have been miseducated, and we got people that look like us that people do too much assume that these people have our best interest because what they say might sound good, but really it's just empty words. And if it's vague language, just off of sales training, if it's vague language and it's not defined, then it's really just going off of what you believe it to be. Just looking at that, just Joy Reid, I think she's good for having conversation. But notice that these kind of people, they never really have somebody that will challenge them, in the good faith, that are really ask them like, well, hey, I don't care about, I don't look to Biden or Trump to lead my life. If you're a politician, you getting paid, you need to do a job. And your job is to give me the resources as a taxpayer so that I can do for myself and make the best of my opportunities that I make for myself and that I'm given. And make sure that this country is running smoothly so that it can continue to maintain for another 400 years. But, man, the way it's going, a lot of these people, the Joy Reid types, they're not really made of the stuff that's needed. So this is the kind of stuff they do, which is sad. And it's always going to be people like this that you just have to understand and get away from them. That's why people live in gated communities. That's why they live in the burbs and other places like that. You got to get away from certain people. You're not going to have peace with somebody like this that's telling you to vote for somebody that she says she don't even like. And that she's not even asking anything in return. I don't give a damn about LGBT. I'm not LGBT, so I don't necessarily care about if they get married or not. I'm more so worried about if I can pay my mortgage, my rent, gas prices. That's what I'm worried about. Groceries, all that other stuff. I'm worried about my wages. I'm worried about where my tax dollars are going. And when I say, hey, I don't want to go into this place or that place, and it's still getting sent there, then that's a problem with me. And we can all see it. So a lot of the people are in on it. They just want a comfortable death.
I was just like, hey, I guess
Whatever
I told
that
my mom
means.
at one point in time, like, I guess I'm about to be, working at the grocery store. And I played 2K a lot, so I was trying out to make it to the NBA 2K League. But yeah, for a bit of a second, the football had got a little foggy, I would definitely say.
So what got you back on the football track, Kyrie, after that?
Two of my close friends were 4 and 5 stars. And they both were D1. And like they were kind of they motivated me. I got like a little crazy story a little bit. When I first ended up leaving my first junior college, I was home for about 6 months, but I told my friends that I was still in school. And so I stayed in my house for 6 straight months and nobody knew. And it was kind of like eating away at me. And then I finally just eventually told my friends. And but like that was like that moment really told me like, man, if I was embarrassed to even tell them, like I might want to, get up and try to do it again instead of sitting here and just soaking.
It's a good
Hey,
message.
Kyrie, when you were not playing in 2017 and 2018, how close for you to not come?
I wonder if this is real.
Make sure I do the right thing so I can get in the door. Thank you. Thank you. We're back here? Yeah. Okay, great. So make sure I do the right thing so I can get in the door. Thank you. Thank you. This Panera delivery jar just walked in my house and sat on my counter. I can make this stay.
I wonder what was the story behind that, because it was cut down, so we don't know. But if she did, that is weird. But I guess the lesson on that is lock your door. It says, who can correct black women?
So no one. Let me start this video by saying I am being sincere. I genuinely want to know. I am making this video so I can gain an understanding. So no one can question black women. No one can correct black women. No one can offer information and advice to black women. Nobody. And I know you're probably thinking, Ash, where are you going with this? This is not a question.
Well, she's a black woman.
I see so many women come onto this app, not all, but some, a lot, to be honest, and say they're having a problem with something. And you will have people offer advice, and they will say, no, that's not it. People will make...
A lot of people say that. Black men, black women, white men, white women.
Videos where they are blatantly wrong in what they did. And people will come and say, you're asking if you're right or wrong. We're
And she said black women, though. She's talking about herself.
here to tell you that you're wrong. No, I'm not. You will have people that will make a video. Example, I'm never approached by men. What am I doing wrong? Well, maybe you're not approachable. No, you're wrong. Help me to understand.
I agree with that.
Who can say anything to black women?
But that's just how a lot of people have been conditioned. And society will let black women think like that and others think like that because it's to their advantage if they want to control people.
If black women can't critique and correct black women, black men cannot critique and correct black women, because you need to stay out of women's business. We know the counterparts can't say anything, which I understand.
Yes, they can.
Who can? I'm just trying to figure this
That
out.
white boss,
because
they listen to white boss.
no matter what content that I put out, it is always with the greatest of intent to help improve my community. Now, we may not always agree, and I respect that. But why is it that everything that I say is looked at as a negative?
Hey, when people say, why is it don't have the it don't come back with an answer or a theory or haven't studied, because it's just like it's just out there, because I don't really think they really trying to answer it. Why is it? Because they cool with a certain type of women that's cool with taking down the ship and don't want to take responsibility.
To black women.
There's some crazy folks out here.
If black women can't critique and correct,
I mean, the fact that they promote single black women, single moms, strong, independent, when that's not gonna really be the best way to actually do things, and they just go along with it for whatever reasons. Some of the reasons is like, hey, the shame. Some of it is shame.
Wrong. Well, maybe you're not approachable. No, you're wrong.
They don't want to admit that they messed up.
Help me to understand. Who can say?
That's why you'll get toxic people that are put on a front to try to get in relationships, knowing that they're not stable, or knowing that they're not really relationship material. And then in some cases, like, if the person don't want to deal with it no more, then they go toxic. They do stuff like, try to ruin a person's life, try to key up cars and things of that nature.
Anything to black women. If black women can't critique and correct black women, black men cannot critique and correct black women, because you need to stay out of women's business. We know the counterparts can't say anything, which I understand. Who can? I'm just trying to figure this out, because no matter what content that I put out, it is always with the
person, if they don't want to take responsibility, nobody can correct them. Generally, the white man can correct them.
Greatest of intent to help improve my community.
Mindset.
Now, we may not always agree, and I respect that.
And a lot of people won't do stuff off of fear.
But why is it that everything that I say is looked at?
They just live in denial. We got to understand that. People live in denial. I'm not
it's looked at
immune
like
to
you
it
don't know
at
what you're talking
times.
about. Okay, so when the black men come and say, hey, ladies, y'all are saying that y'all are having
And then
problems
it's
with black
pushed
men.
out there.
Here's why. No, it's not. Who can correct them?
The people that's having problems with black men might have a problem. And maybe the black men because it's not all black women, but if you create a situation where you don't control your images, you don't control the narratives, you rely on white people to create the narrative and control the images and put them out there for you, and they're not going to do it in your best interest, because I wouldn't do it. That's what don't make sense to me. Like, no, I'm not going to. If I was white, I would not be putting the best image of black people forward. It's not my responsibility. If I'm doing it for business, I'm going to do what gives me the most amount of money. And black people, some black people want to be in denial about that, because a lot of people feel helpless, white, black, or whatever.
Us.
The helpless people, man, they ain't gonna fight.
I genuinely want to know.
They just gonna play stupid.
I genuinely want to hear what y'all got to
because
say.
They generally aren't the kind of people to come up with solutions.
In the comment section.
Because hopeless people don't really have solutions. They don't really think like that. It's a whole different mindset. Solutions minded person and the helpless person, two different mindsets. Let's see what this is. Ryan Garcia. I know he had a racist rant. Black people should have been known this dude was racist. Like, it's just foolish. He tried to speak the lingo. He was saying he want to say the word nigga. Anytime you get these people that want to say the word nigga, I mean, that should be a red flag. Dead giveaway. Like, ridiculous. Sad. Like, that's the thing, man. When you got people that's willing to settle for less, you got to get away from them. They always got to be break-off societies anyway. You know, like, you just go, you travel the path with the people as far as you can travel, and then you got to split off and travel that path with another group, and so on and so forth. If Elon Musk was trying to get everybody to join him and the people in PayPal or people on X and stuff like that, he wouldn't do it because people won't see his vision. People ain't going to be focused enough to put in the work. So you have to, at a certain level, you're going to have to split off. It said this was the fight that changed it all for Ryan Garcia. Tank Davis really fucked this boy head up big time. I seen Stephen A say something like that, and I kind of believe it. I think it was a change in this. Maybe he thought he was going to beat Tank. Tank made him take a knee. It's real sad. Nigga made him take a knee. A delayed knee at that. They basically made it say no mas. Ryan trying to do that, turn your back. Trying to turn his back.
I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flacco. I came in a hot.
That ruined Ryan Garcia. Say hate N words. I'm anti-black. I'm the KKK. Anybody that would defend that, you got to look at them like, okay, because people look at. I heard somebody else say this. That was dude Red Supreme. People look at people who got a huge following, money. You don't know how these people got that, and maybe they were just good at something. It don't mean that the person is a good person or a bad person if they got money. It don't mean the thing like clout and money. Now you do need money, but clout, it's a certain kind of person that craves that attention and just need to feel like they better to somebody or want that clout over people. And usually those are haters. But I'm gonna end the stream on that.